Welcome in. 7 weeks are in the books. We have our mid-season champion. Congratulations to Craig on that $50. Enjoy it, because I don't know that you're going to be getting the trophy this year. We start off this week the same way we have several weeks this year, with a trade. The Hulkamaniacs send David Montgomery and TJ Hawkinson for DJ Moore and Zach Moss. So Trent building, looking to avoid the toilet bowl, while Jared looking to build while he chases a division lead. But we had some great action in week 7. Let's take a look at the results as well as the high and low scores of the week.
In our game of the week, Tamara took EJ to the woodshed, 144.58 to 104.38. She saw monster days from Brees Hall and Joe Mixon, while David Njoku showed signs of life after Watson suffered a season-ending injury. EJ's big three of Barkley, Henry, and Jefferson showed up, with each putting up over 20 points each. However, the rest of his team disappeared when he needed them the most. Craig had a rocky start to the matchup with the subpar performance from Alvin Kamara on Thursday night, but his team rallied to put up 127.42 points to Jordan's 57.64 points. Craig secures the mid-season champion award of $50, while Jordan continues to search for answers with his lineup as he falls to 3 and 4 and remains in last place in the Fantastic Four. Over in the Suicide Squad, Tyler got a huge win against Jared, 121.94 to 119.74. It came down to Justin Herbert needing at least 12.56 points on Monday night against the Cardinals, and he was able to get 14.76. Tyler improves to 3 and 4, with all 3 of his wins being against his division foes. Brody and Jake got a giant win over the division leader Hayden, 115.86 to 104.3. Both Deebo Samuel and Mike Evans departed their games with injuries, but that did not matter for Killer Queen, as the quarterback tandem of Josh Allen and Drake May was too much for Hayden. With wins by Tyler and Brody and Jake, this puts everyone within 1 game of being at the top of the division. In the Avengers division, Dan took down Josh 127.1 to 86.02. Patrick's stars have not been shining bright as of late, as he falls to 2 and 5. While Dan improves to 4 and 3 after starting the season 0 and 3. Travis's winning ways continue as he beat Trent 129.72 to 89.34. It came with a cost, though, as Chris Godwin dislocated his ankle and is going to miss some time. Trent falls to 1 and 6 and is just a couple losses away from securing his spot in the toilet bowl bracket. He did not come away from this matchup unscathed either, as Brandon Ayuk tore his ACL and will miss the remainder of the season. For the second time this season, and the second time in as many weeks, our high score of the week belongs to Tamara, as she dropped an impressive 144.58 points. Ironically, only one of her players actually won their game on the gridiron, and that one is her keeper, Trevor Lawrence.
God knows I don't need a rest from. Look at him, he's useless.
All right. For the first time this season, and just the second time in his TFFL career, Jordan finds himself putting up the low score of the week. His 57.64 points is the second lowest one-week total in league history, behind EJ's 52.06 points in Week 6 of 2022.
So as many of you know, when we do have owners on these, a lot of times it is virtual, but there is always one owner who prefers to do this in person. So let's switch this up a little bit. Joining us in studio this week is the owner of Untapped Potential, Tamara Willett. Tamara, thanks for joining us this week, and congratulations on your back-to-back high score of the weeks.
Of course, thank you.
Absolutely.
Very happy.
You kind of started off a little slow this year. You hit the waiver wire hard, as much as Jared has been, which is very rare. And all of a sudden you've turned it around. Your high score of the week 2 weeks in a row. You're one game behind Craig in your division. A loss by him and a win by you this week. you got to share the division lead. Like, what's kind of been your mindset going through all this?
Yeah, for the first time ever, like playing the waiver wire instead of just like sticking with like players when they're not doing well. So like right now, I probably would have been like sticking with like Cortland Sutton, but instead I went and got like Tyron Tracy.
Absolutely. And sitting here, I believe you're 4-3.
5-2.
5-2. That's right, because Craig is 6-1. I apologize. You haven't really had to deal with the bye weeks yet, but 4 of your last 7 games are against teams that are under 500 right now. Are you feeling confident going into this that, you know, maybe if you don't win your division, you're still going to get one of those wild card spots?
I do. Because like, well, I'm projected right now, I think, to finish like 4th. So as long as I don't fall off too hard, I should be in.
And injuries, you know, we've seen Evans is going to be out now until after week 11. Chris Godwin's out likely the rest of the year. A lot of your guys don't seem to be too beat up by the injury bug.
All right, yeah, all healthy.
Is that something you're concerned about going forward? Do you feel like injuries on the horizon?
No.
No?
Definitely not.
Awesome. What Sam Darnold has kind of been an unsung MVP, if you will, looking at how well the Vikings have been doing, how well he's been doing for you in fantasy. Talk to me a little bit about going into the season. What did you think about Sam Darnold then, and what do you think about him now?
Definitely glad that Dan did not get him when we were all yelling at him too at the draft. But yeah, Jared was like, go pick him up, and I was like, whatever. And then, but I started starting him over Trevor Lawrence, and my keeper, and it's been going great for me. So I'm happy. I'm gonna stick with him because as long as Aaron Jones eats, he eats. So
yeah. So is there anyone you got your eye on with the rest of the season, whether it be in division, out of division, that you just want to make sure you close their hopes and dreams of either making the playoffs, or you hope that there's someone you get to run over on your way to a possible championship? Because we know you own Hayden.
Right,
That's already, sorry, but that's been established.
Right, and then I didn't realize I also own Craig. He got one little win on me, one little win.
He's got one win. Is Craig maybe someone that you kind of have in the crosshairs the rest of the way?
Oh, yeah, honestly, yes, because I want to win the division so I can get that banner.
I love it. Well, Tamara, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Of course.
We got some great matchups coming up in Week 8. Let's take a look and see exactly what they are.
Let's go.
In our game of the week, we have 2, 4, and 3 teams squaring off in Dan and Hayden.
Let's get ready to rumble!
While the teams may have the same record, Dan is chasing Travis in the Avengers division, while Hayden is hoping to not blow his division lead. Jaden Daniels could be the X factor for Hayden, as the Rookie of the Year frontrunner is questionable after sustaining a rib injury in Week 7 against Carolina. Dan's quarterback combination of Jordan Love and Baker Mayfield has been a big key to his 4-game win streak. Can he make it 5? Jared takes on EJ, who looks to avoid losing back-to-back to wife and husband. He will have his big 3 of Barkley, Henry, and Jefferson. But will it be enough? It wasn't last week. Jared looks for CJ Stroud to have a rebound game, and Brian Thomas Jr. to continue playing out of his mind. The winner of this game will improve to 4-4, while the loser will fall 2 games below 500. Brody and Jake look to extend their win streak to 3 games as they take on Josh. Josh could be in luck, as Brody and Jake could be without Deebo Samuel and Mike Evans, though they could get Tua back right when they need him the most. Josh desperately needs a win, as a loss would be his 6th, and as the history of the league has shown, 7 losses could mean toilet bowl bracket. Tyler has the unfortunate task of facing off with Tamara, who is coming off back-to-back high scores of the week.
So hot right now.
Tyler has yet to win a game against any opponent outside of his division. Can this week be the first? For Tamara, she is on Craig's heels in the division. A win plus a Craig loss puts them tied atop the Fantastic Four. Travis takes on Jordan in what could be a must-win for Jordan if he wants to stay within striking distance of his division. Travis will be without Chris Godwin the rest of the season, but looks to get Cooper Kupp back this week. Timing definitely working out in his favor for this situation. If Tua is back, that immediately changes the outlook for Jordan and Tyreek Hill, who, as we have seen, is more than capable of putting up a 35-plus point performance And in our final matchup, it's a battle of first place versus last place as Craig takes on Trent. Craig is riding high, coming off the clinching of the mid-season champion title and winning $50. What a shame it would be if the last place team upended him, putting Tamara at the top of the Fantastic Four with Craig. We will see if Trent's acquisition of DJ Moore pays off, or if Craig's lineup is just too powerful. That does it for the Week 8 matchups. Back to you in the studio.
So we got some great matchups on tap for Week 8, including a great game of the week. Good luck to everyone this week except Tamara. We'll talk next week and see how this one played out.